Live. We're going live. That's the way of it. Going live. Here we are. Live once again. Hello. Are you here? I'm here. Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo, transformational astrology and clairvoyance and empathy and the powers that you hold within. What is happening? My cards are flying everywhere. So, welcome. Come say hello to me. How are you today? Yes, I went back to my natural color, and Lisa is my new best friend. She colored my hair with 3 kinds of plant matter. No toxins whatsoever. Healthy as can be, soft, because I followed all the directions. I had a mud bud on my head. This is like big mud pack on my head for 5 hours. Yeah, but it's going to last. Hooray. And not poisoning myself. So come say hello to me. Who's here today? I am. Are you? Oh, we're going to be talking about Jupiter conjuncting the South Node in Capricorn and what this implies. I've been talking about just, all these things all along anyway. So I have a new schedule for the holiday, and that is I will be here today. Here I am. Today is December 19th, and then I'll be back on Saturday on the winter solstice. Yeah, at 10:30 Arizona Mountain Time, and I will be here. Let's see, and then after that, the 27th, Friday the 27th, I will be back at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Arizona time. That's 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern, 5:30 Greenwich Mean Time. So, people are really enjoying their power up sessions and getting ready for the holidays and the family to come into town, etc., etc. How are you doing? Oh, and by the way, just so I get this posted here, to take advantage of the Astrology Life profile, it's only $37, over 33 pages, and it lasts a lifetime. The gift that keeps on giving. So think about that for yourself or your friends or your family, and you can go right here. It is over 33 pages of intuitive info about your sign, planet, placements. I'm typing as I'm talking. That's not good. And will last a lifetime. Only $37. There it is. So, come say hello to me. Who's here today? I am looking at the chart for today, and Jupiter is now at 3 degrees of Capricorn as I speak. Hey, Brittany, great to see you too. And the South Node in astrology is in Capricorn at 8 degrees. And they're always retrograde, South and North nodes. They're adjuncts of the moon, and they represent the thing that the South Node is what you need to let go of, what you need to move away from, the thing in this lifetime that you carried over, and it doesn't add up. Little math humor for someone who doesn't do math very well. It doesn't add up. So the South Node in Capricorn is that structure that you put into place, the karmic vow that you made lifetimes ago. Now that's holding you back. And now with Jupiter here, it's like the key. Jupiter comes in like a touchstone, and it's almost like, you're holding something. And now with Jupiter coming into play in Capricorn for the next 12 months, give or take a few weeks, it touches the locked edifice that you won't let go of. I made a vow, I made a contract. I'm not even aware that I have this wound. I just keep attracting the same stuff in my life because of this nugget. And now Jupiter in Capricorn comes along and says, you know what? I give you the power to let it go. Not that the planet's doing it to you, right? Because the planets don't do anything to you, my friends. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos. When the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in the heavens. Astrology tells you what time it is. And right now it's time to let go. So we've got the solar eclipse in Capricorn. We've got Jupiter in Capricorn. South Node in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, winter solstice. What are we looking at? We're looking at really activating and accessing your superpower. And you might just be thinking, I'm trying to get through the day. You know, I got bills to pay, or I got Christmas presents to wrap, or Hanukkah presents, or, you know, gatherings and cooking and slogging through the snow wherever you live. This is about mindfulness, folks. This is one of the portals that I'm excited about for you. Because if you're not on track, you get knocked on your ass. If you are on track, the doors will open. Now, it doesn't always feel good when, you know, Jupiter represents expansion. How you choose to expand, how you choose to access words of wisdom, inner words, outer words, pulling it down, really making it about transformation, changing your philosophy, utilizing foreign matter can be another language. And to me, math is another language. Thank you. Or foreign matter can be someone gives you a concept and says you can change something about your world if you understand the machinations of how it works. What are the gears that need to be readjusted, fine-tuned? What is that? That's you right now. So for some people, this time frame through January might feel, you know, you might feel high. You might feel weird, like I can't get a grip. You may not be able to sleep. You may be sleeping too much. You may feel worry start to come up. Saturn in Capricorn. Also, Saturn is the natural placement in Capricorn. Saturn is the planet that guides Capricorn. So it doesn't matter if you are a Capricorn sun, rising, moon, have planets in Capricorn or not. Everyone is affected. Hey, Sasha says, yes, finally I'm catching you live. Live! Best of the best. So, yeah, what are we going to do when you start to feel like, you know, the thing is moving and you're like, I can't get a grip on this. What is it? Well, depending on who you are and what karma is lurking in your shadows, thank you very much, you can say to the karma. Thank you very much for showing me it's time to change, right? Anxiety grows, worry, that's a Capricorn energy. The inability to put a finger on, I don't know why I feel this way. I just do. That's okay. Things are going to start shaking and moving in the next couple of weeks, big time. The eclipse on Christmas and then the day after, depending on where you are in the world, is, that whole week. We're in it now. I mean, we've been in it for weeks and we will continue to be in it through January and February because then there's a lunar eclipse in Cancer. Now, this particular polarity, we have the South Node is always opposite the North Node. They are adjuncts of the moon. Right now, the South Node is in Capricorn. The North Node is in Cancer. This is about nurturing. This is about feeling. This is about letting go the thing you've been hanging on to for centuries. But first, your attention needs to be drawn to it. So what kind of clue? What kind of clue do you want? If you have anxiety or worry coming up and you're not sure why, and you're going to want to put it on something like, oh yeah, my mother-in-law is coming to visit, or oh my gosh, whatever. Pick it. But don't pick at it. It's a wound. You want to let it heal. For over a week, I've been sleep deprived. Okay. So I have a Capricorn rising. I have Saturn in Capricorn. I have Jupiter in Capricorn. I am feeling this like nobody's business. My dog was also sick, Coda. So we're up all night long for days. Plus I had insomnia prior to that. It's like my head's wobbling. I finally got sleep last night. I am so grateful to magnesium and ashwagandha and triphala. These things help for sleep and relaxation. But anyway, so you're going to start to feel the shaking of the energy, and it almost feels like an inner earthquake. And this south node in Capricorn is what you've come from. It's a wound. Now, you can go back 19-ish years and say, what was going on around that time that I did not deal with, or I dealt with, and now here's the next version of it. Also, 12 years ago, what else is this thing that shows up that, this door opened, or this thing happened, or I got reprimanded or scolded, or people passed away, or I got an opportunity to, make more money, or, whatever the thing was. 19-ish to 20 years ago, I was giving birth. That changes your world. Now, my kid's coming home. So we're relating on a new level. So what I'm letting go of is mothering. That's a hard one for me because I like to mother people. So the North Node in Cancer is about nurturing without attachment. So, I feel your pain. But what I've had to let go of are the need to fix it for people. That's the mothering vibe. But also, the opposite is the South Node, right? And that intensity for me has been to hold it. Let me hold their pain. Let me figure out their solution. Now, as a spiritual counselor and a transformational astrologer, as a modern mystic, that is naturally inherent in what I do. I see your problem. Let's work on the pain. Let's reduce that to nothing, minimize it, and then expand your world. But when it comes to stopping, sometimes I didn't know how. So now I do. Or I'm learning even more, right? Does that make sense? So you want to look at, and so Jupiter comes in as a representation of, as an ambassador to give you this magic crystal that says, I want to shed some light with this magic crystal. We're just going to put it in the slot, pop it in, boom, you see the truth. So the anxiety that surrounds you right now, or that is coming out of you, or it could be excitement, to get something done. I have to finish it. I have to plow through. So you want to look at who you are. If you are someone who doesn't give yourself a break, someone once said to me, and I did not have the best hormones in my world, in my life growing up. And a long time ago, I would have to lie down for days, and it was just excruciating. My monthly experience was just excruciating. And a woman said to me, oh yeah, I don't buy that cramps business. What's that about? And I'm thinking, well, honey, you have different hormones, obviously. So when you come from a place of your experience only, and you feel judged by others, or you have the need to judge someone else, this is what's going to surface first. This is what's going to come out of you. That need to protect yourself. That's part of the holding. I have to protect my wound. I have to protect my vow that I made to serve a certain populace. I have to protect this thing That's the nurturing. You think you're nurturing this wound. So it gets a little mixed up because then you do something and you take over at the local school, potluck dinner. And then, two women come up to you and go, yeah, it's really not your job. And you go, wait, I've been trying to give and serve and give and serve and be generous and help and support. And this is what I get back. So what's going to be important is for you not to get defensive during this time frame. Yeah, that's going to be hard, right? Christine says, working on mothering myself. Well, good. Yay. My hair's sticking. So yeah, that's what this time is really about. It's recognizing the moment you want to judge something or the moment you get really worried that you can't control something. That's when, what do? Well, you stop, you pause, you breathe. You chant, you sing, you hum, you meditate, you get present, you walk in nature. What have I been talking about for years? Any method I've ever given you or that you've ever heard of from anyone that has worked, work it. This is now. Capricorn sets the structure of a new foundation. Cancer, it's the builder. Well, Scorpio is actually the builder and the destroyer, but Capricorn right now is showing you the framework of your world. Is it shaky? Does something need to get fixed? Is the ceiling cracking? Is the plumbing working? And speaking of plumbing with Capricorn, if you start to get constipated, if you have any version of Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, or Mars in Capricorn, and you get constipated, that is a sure sign. And you're not typically that way. That is a sure sign you're undergoing a healing and you're holding something. Oh, Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Working on trying not to be a smother. A smother. I love that. To a 17-year-old daughter. I can totally relate. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy being green. That's what Kermit sang once. Okay. Right? So this particular time frame, I pulled runes. I did meditation this morning to talk to you guys and gals and specific non-gender specific people. So the Let Your Light Shine, Language of Light card. Authentic truth. Authentic truth. What is it? Look how pretty that is. Look at that. What is your authentic truth? What is your authentic truth? Well, here's the question. When you have to convince yourself that, oh yeah, no, I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, that's fine. I need to do that. When you have that energy behind a need, that's not authentic. Authentic truth comes when you're just being present. You're being who you are. It's like being a kid. Remember being a kid when you could play and you could be so in the play that you were in that world that you created with whatever, mud, dolls, toys, rocks. That was your world. That was truth. Now we're coming back to that, your authentic truth. So no need to prove to yourself what your truth is what I'm trying to say. Because you'll feel excited and flow. You'll feel the flow. You'll feel like, yes, I love this. This is me. And so relating to Leslie's thing, when you try to make it be for someone something that's not authentic. It's nurturing and it's caring, but at some point you have to stop and back up. And it's so hard when you're a parent, because especially when you're a very attentive parent. Because I've known parents who are like, yeah, where are they? Oh yeah, just don't run into traffic, honey, and I'd be like appalled. I'd be appalled. And then I've seen extremes where parents are hiding behind trees at playtime watching their kids. And I'm like, what are you doing? That's weird. Okay. Well, actually, nothing's weird. We all have our own things going on. So I pulled some runes as well. So authentic truth, right? Okay. Now, and then the fairies had something to say to you as well. Yeah. So first I pulled Dagaz. And Dagaz is breakthrough. This is the Dagaz. There's no reverse for Dagaz. These tiles are so fun to hold. Okay. That's Dagaz. Can you dig it? That's a Dagaz. It's like a bow tie. I am wearing my bow tie Dagaz. And I'm digging it. And Dagaz is a breakthrough. It's when you're ready to push through something. How appropriate is that tile, right? That rune, Dagaz. When you're ready to push through something, or to, and it can feel akin to giving birth if you have children. You know that pressure, the thing starts to build, and the pressure is building until eventually you have to let it go. You have to move to the next level. And so a lot of people are going to start to feel like the jitter. I got to get there. I got to do something. I got to go. I have to end this. So I can start that. I have to finish it so I can, see the results and the rewards for that. So that's what all this power up session has been about. That's what the exercises I've been talking about have been about. And then I was very specific when I pulled this tile out of my old tile bag. Look at this bag. I love this bag. It's like so old, 30 years old. Okay. And then I pulled the Thurisaz. It's the Thor rune. And Thurisaz, traditionally, an upright position would go like, well, actually, I think, are you seeing it backwards? It would go with the point to the right. Is that it? Or is that it? Okay. Well, anyway, I pulled it reversed. And reversed is, and pulling it upright would be slow down. Let's take a moment. Don't act. But I pulled it in reverse. So it's like, now's the time to plow through and to use your Thors Hammer to get that stuff out, to get it over with, to move through it, but yet be aware of the moment so that you know when you're building something, you're having a conversation, let's say for healing. It's mother, child, husband, wife, friend, coworker, boss, employee. You have to have a conversation and you're like, okay, how do I approach this? And you're so mired in the emotions of it that you don't see the pattern, that you keep attracting the same thing over and over again. So how do you use your Thors hammer and break through that? Well, first you have to realize the authentic truth. Like, what's the matter here? What's the issue? Like, if my husband were having a tantrum and getting really upset, in the old days, I would have reacted and either like, oh, I'm so sorry, I did something wrong, or hey, who the hell are you to talk to me like, but now over the years, what we've learned to do is I would observe the moment, feel what's true for myself and him, and say, oh my gosh, you look and you sound really upset. Because I know it's not about me. That's the truth. And then he'll calm down and he'll say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I snapped at you. So we eliminate the defenses. That's a Cancer North Node energy, the nurturing coupled with defense. It's like, hey, I'm trying to give to you. Why don't you take it? I'm so wounded. And now I don't want to get from you. It's like, whoa, let's calm down. Let's be authentic in what we're seeing and hearing from people. It's not always about you. And when it is about you, you need to own it. This morning, I was walking our dog on the golf course, and she's bonded and trained, so she doesn't need a leash, but she can't wear one now because her trachea is collapsing. And she has a big swollen tumor on her right side, so she can't wear a harness. So when an older woman comes up to me and lays out her gloved finger and says, okay, do you know the rules here? One, you need to be your dog needs to be on a leash. Number two, you need to stay on the she was numbering, not even a good morning, hello, how are you? And I just listened and I thought, okay, well, she's absolutely right. There's a law. The dog needs to be on a leash. Mine's not. It's the truth. So that is true. There was no need to get defensive about it or to explain to her because it's none of her business, right? So I just said, oh, thank you so much for telling me and have a beautiful day. I'm still going to do what I do because my concern is for the dog, not about this woman and her rules. But you see, not causing harm, not breaking the rules that are causing harm, right? So you have to be in your truth. So Shada says green, yes. Leslie says, that's me. Christine, don't make it be, let it be. Come on, everybody. Whisper words of wisdom. So we want to break through. Now let's see what the fairy folk have to say to you. Yeah. Okay. I pulled this card that is just stunning. Literally, her name is Seri the fairy. This is your fairy godmother. This is she. Is that focused? Can you see that? Fairy godmother. Now, the fairy godmother represents like a wisp of energy, and the wisp of energy, you can see she's holding two things in her hands and she's giving at the same time, something practical, something spiritual, because it looks like a piece of fruit on one side and then an orb on the other, and she's surrounded by creatures of the forest. You see? Isn't that cool? And she's got the glyph on her head. Okay, the moon glyph. So what are we looking at here in this card? Seri, the fairy godmother, is that you can be the recipient of just a moment, a wisp. If you just listen and calm down, someone might put a calming hand on your shoulder. You might just get a feeling of, oh, okay, it's going to be okay. I just need to take a breath. It's a wisp of a moment that your fairy godmother is working it right now for you. And you can also be that person to someone. So during this time of transformation for everyone, including plants, animals, the earth, Gaia, this is our mother, okay? The earth is our mother. And as we live and breathe on this planet, we need to nurture and take care and build structures that support. The fairy godmother says to you, yeah, you're going through this thing, okay? But it doesn't have to be so dramatic. It doesn't have to be melodramatic. It doesn't have to be hard or as hard as you think it should be because you made a vow to get it done, to hold their pain, to blah, blah, blah. I don't know why Barry Manilow is coming into my head right now. And to me, it was always when I first heard this song, I thought he was singing, looks like tomatoes. But I think it was looks like we made it, right? But in my mind, it was looks like tomatoes. It looks like she's holding a tomato. Okay? Also, looks like we made it. Now, I pulled two cards. So as much as we are going through something and we've got the breakthrough time, right? We've got the breakthrough, Dagaz. We're going through a breakthrough. Yay! We're going to use Thors Hammer, but it's in reverse, which means we get to use the hammer. And we get to break apart something that no longer serves us. We're not trying to break it for them. You can't tell somebody what to do. You can't make somebody change. You can't. You can just be who you are and then stop judging or stop assuming that you are the recipient of harm. It's like, oh, I must have done something wrong. They said they were going to be here at 3 and, they're not. And what did I miss? Did I miss an email? And so then the frantic energy starts. And it's like, you know what? It is clinically proven now that cell phones cause depression. Okay, so put the thing away. Put it down. The average person looks at their cell phone every 7 seconds or every 7 minutes. It causes disruption between the cells, and that means you cannot receive information properly. Right? It's like having, the jitters. I need to check my phone. Why? Why? Before cell phones, there was the telephone. And if somebody needed to talk to you, they would call you. And then there were answering machines. So if somebody needed to talk to you and you weren't there, they'd leave you a message. You're not getting the true message, the authentic self message. And I need you to hear that now, because I'm just looking in the chat, and hi, Cindy. And Christine says, wow, as you held up the card, a flash of white light came up on the right, on your left. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I guess, the powers that be want you to know that I'm talking some serious stuff here, but it can be fun. But then it can be serious, because Arvel Parrots showed up, and Arvel Parrots is pointing to his throat. You see that? This is Arvel Parrots. Arvel Parrots is a reminder that there's work to be done, that you started something that you didn't finish, that you sometimes people will gather with other people who support their wound. Okay. So that it's like, oh, it's okay. You didn't get that job. That's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. And maybe you didn't. But if you know that you fumbled, that you could have prepared better, you know the truth. The authentic truth, right? Only you do. And the spirits and energies and beings that support you. So you got to stick with the truth. Right? That's the order of things. Wisdom comes from knowing the order of things, my friends. So just remember that. Whatever is happening in your world, be as present as possible. Do your best not to construct something for someone else. Like, no, we're going to open presents at noon, not at 9. Didn't you hear me? I said that the other day. It's like, well, let's just open a present. Just do it the day before. We celebrate 2 days before. We're all allowed to open a gift. Christmas Eve, we're allowed to open a gift. Christmas Day, the majority. We save a few for the day after. And then one of us is always surprising the other one with something 3 days after that. So that, we spread the love around. We share the love, and there's no constriction around joy. Okay? Make sense? I know it does. I'm going to have a sip of the magical land I live in, and I'm going to thank Lisa Hunter for giving me my past back in a healthy way. I'm revisiting the things that I once was, but from a healthier point of view. So now, as I had my hair colored, it was with all plants. There's nothing toxic, no harsh chemicals. Yeah. I'm back. Better than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, live. So how's everybody doing? Let me know how you're feeling right now. Ah, that went fast. And remember, I posted it already. The Astrological Life Profile is a once in a lifetime gift. It's only $37, and it really can help you expand. You can look at your sun, rising, and moon. It's over 33 pages, depending on who you are and all your birth data. And it's as close as you can get to a private reading with me. Let's see. Let me check in. I look great. Thank you. I'm sure you do too. Haven't seen a picture of you lately, but I'm sure you do too. Thank you. So, yeah. Well, how do you look? How do you feel? How does everybody feel right now? What is the issue you're dealing with? Is it health, wealth, passion, purpose? What's happening for you in our 2 seconds that we have left? What's happening for you? You got it straight here. When Jupiter gets closer to the south node, that means in the next few weeks and month, the magic crystal, it's like, like the laser is going to come out and point at the door that has no keyhole, and it's going to show you how to let it go. So ask for that. Focus on that. I'm willing to receive from the universe all the abundance that I deserve. And so then comes the question, what do you think you deserve? You deserve it all. Oh, Christine, thank you for everything you do. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm taking that in. Thank you. I am receiving. I allow myself to receive expected and unexpected gifts and support from the universe across time and dimension, planes of existence and karmic experience. This is where we are, folks. This is where we are. What do you want to do with this energy? It's what the whole thing that we can be part of right now in the collective experience of transformation is you can be, where is she? You can be the fairy godmother to somebody right now. You can. By a word, a gesture, a kindness. Be that kindness. All right, I'm off to my Reiki session. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back. What am I saying? Have a beautiful day. I'll be back on Saturday, the winter solstice at 10:30 Arizona Mountain Time, 9:30 Pacific, 11:30 Central, and 12:30 Eastern, and 5:30 Greenwich Mean Time. I'll be back. And then I'm off through the 27th. I'll be back on the 27th of December at 10:30. The same time. All right, everybody. Blessings. Are you ready to let it go? I'm not going to sing Elsa's, maybe another time. The cold doesn't bother me anyway. And it doesn't. It's sweater weather. All right, blessings. Be you, be present. And I'll be back on Saturday, solstice. We're going to do a little tiny meditation and we're going to activate the starseed in you and get it going. Let's get it going on, people. Have a great one. Bye.